Ms. Karen, will you lead us in prayer, please?
Dear Lord, precious Heavenly Father, thank you for this wonderful day and thank you for the rain. May this meeting be held for the concern of our community and help them and do the best we can do for them. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call.
Curtis,
Here.
John,
Here.
Bobby,
Here.
Karen,
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
Sir, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Only Stephen is absent.
Abstain.
All right, I'm gonna welcome the public in attendance. Please mute or turn off your cell phones during the council meeting. The public will be given a chance to ask questions after tonight's council has presented all the agenda items. All right, there will be no arguing, cussing, yelling, or threatening a council member. This type of behavior will get you escorted out of the building. This meeting is to inform the community of what is being done on Cobb Brazeel Road. Do you want to start, Mr. Stewart?
I told him he could be first.
Okay, Mr. Stewart is the county engineer for Blount County. So if you want to step up to the podium, you can turn it and face the audience.
Okay. I don't have a statement or anything. I'm here to answer any questions if anyone has any questions. Commissioner?
That question for him, can ask him.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and let everybody know what we're doing now. And then if anybody has a question, we'll get you back up.
Okay.
We had a survey done on Cobb Brazeel Road. It is right over here. From the center of the road, it goes 20 feet left and right. That is the right of way of Blount County to come in and rework the road. There's only one spot that we have noticed on the whole road and that is when you turn on Cobb Brazeel from Deans Ferry, the road is not centered. The center line is all the way to the left. So, pulling off of the center line to the right side of the road, there's only about 5 foot of right of way to the right. To the left is about 20 foot up into that property. We're only taking what we gotta have for 20 feet of road. That's what the road is gonna be, 20 feet. You can't go down the road and have 10 feet on this side, 10 feet on this side, but have a bunch of trees on this side. So you're gonna go left to avoid cutting these trees down. You can't do that. You gotta take the same from both sides. The first phase of this will be cutting trees down. And it will start at the beginning of Deans Ferry. I mean, at Deans Ferry and Cobb Brazeel. They will come in, they will start taking trees down because that is the lightest amount and our money will go the furthest. Because we're gonna have to do this in sections, probably about 4 sections to get it completed. And then there is one mobile home, the corner of it is in the right of way of the road, and it will have to be moved by the owner. We will have to move about 8 of the water meters that are gonna be in the way. There's a couple of fences we're gonna have to reroute to fix them, to get the road done. But this is not a 6-week project, this is a 3 and 4 year project. When the trees come up, the stumps have to come up, the roots have to come up. So it's not cheap. We have what road money we have, and that's what we're gonna spend. We'll build our money back up, and we'll start phase 2. Blount County has agreed to help some with this, correct?
The day that we met Commissioner Washburn, I think he agreed that he would help.
See what helps some.
So, we are getting a little bit of help from Blount County, but most of this is gonna be on county line. I believe the first phase takes you from where the road starts to where the ditch floods. Is that right, Bobby?
We're gonna try to get it down to where the curve is down there, where
Right.
the driveway goes into the house out in the pasture.
Right.
That's where the first phase, if we got enough money to get that far.
So that would be the first phase of getting the trees took down. Because you gotta take the trees down, you gotta move the water meters, you gotta, anything else that's in the way, some fencing's gotta be rerouted to even get this done. So,
Now, Dustin, I've got a question for you, on the right of way. You know, one side, especially up here at the end of Dean's Ferry, on one side of the road, you've got maybe 6 foot that goes in behind some bushes that the people have in the edge of their yard. Could we not shift it to the left side just a little bit to keep from having to cut all them bushes and take them bushes down?
Shift the road,
Yeah, cause the road is off, out of the middle of the right of way.
as long as you stay within the right of way.
As long as we stay within the right of way, okay.
Can I get y'all to talk into the microphone so that they'll be able to be
Oh,
heard?
I'm sorry, I didn't know my phone.
Yours is right here. Pull yours up right here. Pull it up.
I didn't know that. Did y'all understand what I was saying about that?
we are taking as little as we have to. The road has to be 20 feet. If there's a flag on your property, we are not going to your flag. We're going left and right. We can't go left and not go right. It has to equal out. So, that's a state law, federal law, isn't it? Isn't that a federal law, Alex?
Well, as long as you're within the right of way, I think you can locate it anywhere.
Whichever way you want.
Yeah, you can shift it, and because there are roads all over this county that aren't in the center of the right of way for all kinds of reasons. But as long as you're within the right of way,
We just
I'm
wanna
sure it's
do what's
preferred.
best for the individuals that live at the properties. That is our whole, work with everybody that lives on County Line Road.
Oh, Copper
Cobb Brazeel Road, I'm sorry. So if that's what we're trying to do. We're not trying to take no more than we have to. We're trying to take as few trees as we have to, because that is the main expense, is the trees. I think it was about 60 trees?
There's a bunch of them.
But if we moved to the left a little bit, it got knocked down to 40 trees. And then if you move it back to the right a little bit, you can miss about 10 trees. So we're trying to work with the homeowner and doing it the correct way, but doing it to appease the homeowner as well. I know not everybody's gonna be happy, but that's the only thing we can do to get that road fixed. And that is the worst road in the state of Alabama. So, I mean, I've been here almost 13 years, and I went back and listened to 13 years of meetings, and every one of them, there was a complaint about Cobb Brazeel Road. Every meeting, somebody was complaining about it. So, when the new council took over, I wanted Bobby to be over the roads. He's got some help with a outside independent person that has done this for 30 years and has experience in how we can go about it with little money and get a lot done. So that's what we're trying to do. You got anything else to add, Bobby?
Now, the other thing, the main area we're gonna have, like he was talking about, where the roadway is not in the center, is at the end right here of Dean's Ferry and Cobb Brazeel. Because if you get out there and look, the survey stake is on the other side of those crepe myrtle bushes there, just about that far. And then on the other side, they went way up in the yard. So that's how far out of the center that roadway is. So that's where we've gotta get with y'all and see what we can do there.
But we only
I
need-
don't wanna take more on this side than I do on this side, if any way possible.
But the thing is, the road's only gotta be 20 foot wide.
Yeah,
So I don't know what the road is right there. That's the widest part of the road.
it's about 10 foot or wider right there.
So it's not like you're taking 20 feet of the right of way. You might not only need but 5 foot of right of way on that side to get your 20 feet.
Just because the flag is way up in your yard don't mean that we're gonna take that.
Right, that is the right of way according to the,
Make the people ask questions.
yeah. Does the council have anything to say on it?
I have a curiosity about, are we gonna have to move the gas line too?
That would be a question for the engineer.
I'm pretty sure the water line, I haven't done a lot of research on the road, other than meeting Commissioner Washburn out there, so I'm not sure. We saw a water utility, but we didn't even discuss the gas line, so yes, a gas line would need to be removed if it is.
You know, if I'm not wrong, correct me if some of y'all know, but the water line, I believe, does it not go down the left side of the road? Any of y'all know?
I think it's on our side of the road.
The what?
It's on the left side of the road you're going.
On the left side of the road, you
It's
go
on the same
down,
side as all the
and then they
houses.
put the gas line on the right side of the road, right?
So
That would be the only two things that would be concerning, that water line, and I don't think we'd have to move it, they just dig up the road if they wanted to fix it.
Right.
Yeah.
I know all the roads I've ever lived around, the water line is in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Anytime I've ever seen a leak in a road, it's coming right out of the middle of the road, or on the left side of the road or the right side of the road, so. Now the water mains there's like 8 of them you said had to be moved.
Water meter.
The water meters had to be moved.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, that, we would have to pay for having those moved probably,
okay.
so,
Can we not hire somebody to move them?
well, you can.
Okay,
We don't have nobody to do it, you'd have to hire
You have to
somebody.
hire
right, okay.
Yeah.
Alright,
Okay.
John, you got anything? Karen, you got anything? Stephen, you got anything? Bobby, you got anything else?
we
Alright.
don't need to.
I'm gonna turn it over to the citizens on Cobb Brazeel. If you have something to say, come up to the microphone, speak clearly into it, and we will answer all your questions. Our attorney's here to answer any questions that you may have about legality of anything. So, there it is.
Okay, my question, I live on the end of Cobb Brazeel, and my property, the front of my property is like a hill going, there's a hill going up to the road. And my question is, can we take the property on the other side? Because the road goes to a locked fence. The people that live past me live in a fenced-in commune with a locked fence.
That's the very dead end of the road.
Which is also in Jefferson County, they live in Jefferson.
Yeah.
Right, the only thing, like I said from the beginning, is it depends on where the flags are.
Well, the flag is down below there, but if they are gonna widen the road right there, they're gonna have to fill it in,
Right.
because it's this high.
Right, now, we are going, our stopping point, myself and Bobby rode that road with a tree company, and he said, where's our stopping point? The stopping point, unless it's changed,
It's right past.
is when you go past, I guess it's your house, that road that veers to the right, where that road starts to veer, that corner of the veer is our stopping point of the road.
Yeah, well, if you'll notice where it's paved, path where it stops, the rest of it is gravel.
Yeah.
Right,
And that's where we're gonna stop, right where
Yeah.
Lawrence County paved up to the Jefferson County line.
Is that the county line?
That's where we're gonna.
See,
stop.
right in front of Lynn's trailer
Yeah.
is where that hill is. Or right, it's right past it.
so the hill you're talking about in front of your house,
Mhm.
can we not go in there and cut it down? Do you not want it cut down?
Well,
You're
if
talking
you
about a
do, you're
bank
gonna
as high as
cut
this right here.
into, Lynn's yard.
Okay,
because he
I
lives
see what you're
close to the
saying.
road.
Alright. That'll be something as we get down there, we will have to look and see how far to the right we can go and left to where it's,
Well, our property goes across that road, I'm not sure how far,
okay.
but I'm sure that you can take the whole 20 feet if you need to on that side, but
Right.
you said you
Well,
wouldn't need that.
We are gonna do everything we can. Now, listen, we are going to do everything we can to work with every homeowner on that road. Because I was first told we couldn't move right or left unless it was equal. Well, Alex is telling me now, as long as we're in the right of way,
We can move it.
we can move it. So, with that being said, like, don't you live when you turn on Dean's Ferry to?
Yes, and so does he.
Okay, so, that road is only gonna be 20 foot.
It's almost 20 foot now.
So if it's 20 foot, say if it's 18 foot, they'll add 2 foot to it. I mean, that's the minimum that we can go is 20, or the
20 foot wide.
20 foot wide. So if it's 20 foot now, then they will take nothing. If it's 19 foot, they'll take a foot. I mean, that's how we're trying to help all the homeowners as far as taking as little as possible.
I agree, the road needs to be paved, there's no doubt. And,
If you would, come up here.
yes, sir.
I've got tinnitus really bad and I can hear you up here.
I agree, the road needs to be paved. There's no doubt the road needs to be paved. My issue was with how it was presented, what was told to us to start with. And when they actually did come out, it was, there's a big chunk of our property that was surveyed off. But regardless, the survey hadn't been done before our last little boxing match we had.
Right.
So that was my issue. That's where I take issue, is the whole road out there on the end of the road doesn't need to be widened. There are spots down through there that they can
Well,
open up, and they need to open up.
It has to be, for us to do this
It has to be
project,
20 foot wide.
it has to be 20 foot.
Not a problem,
That's
because
it.
it's really
So-
close now.
Right, so, and that's what I was saying. I went and measured out in front of my house on county line, and it's 20 foot exactly
Yep.
from edge to edge. I did not measure, I didn't have my tape measure when me and Bobby and Loves went down your road, but Bobby informed me, he goes, that right there is as close to 20 foot as any of that road.
Yeah,
Is the
that is
turning,
the widest part of that road is the end of it.
right,
And that's
That-
where we, Jim here, which will be up here in a minute, he's got some stuff to bring up as well. But, that's where he and I got out and, with our tape measure, and looked and started checking and looking. But if you're telling me the road's 20 foot wide,
20 foot wide,
and you're not planning on shifting it up there,
No.
or doing anything crazy with it,
no.
I'm good.
If it's 6 inches to make it 20 foot,
I paid cash for my property. I paid a lot of money for my property.
yep,
I paid cash for my house. I paid a lot of money for my house. I do not take kindly to someone coming on my property, telling me they're gonna take it from me to start with, and then coming back and berating me on my own property.
well,
And so our issue,
Well, now, we're making no accusation about anybody, I think we just.
I'm not making any accusations at all.
But that-
I'm making a comment that's, my problem was presentation and how it was brought up and how it was brought to us.
and we have
And-
resolved that,
And we have resolved that, and it's done.
we resolved that, we're past that.
Yes.
We have all sat down together as a council and clerk, and, because we've never done anything this scale before. I don't think y'all ever done anything at this scale, have you? So this is a learning curve for us on how we should have done it to start.
Professionalism and maintaining.
A good
Respect.
relationship, that's what I want with everybody in this
Okay, And
town.
that's all I ask for. You give me the same respect that I give you, and you'll never
Absolutely.
have any problems with me.
Absolutely,
And I'll be the best guy you ever met in your life.
thank you.
So, that's no problem.
Thank
And
you.
just like I told you, the issues we had before, that's washed, that's
I
done.
do, I appreciate it, thank you
Yes,
very
sir.
much, sir.
Next.
Yes, ma'am.
I need some clarification on where this first phase is gonna go to. That road floods at several places. I know where I think you're talking about, but I need some definite
Okay,
clarification of where
when
it's gonna
you
go to. the
turn
first
on
phase.
Cobb Brazeel,
Right,
you go down,
mhm,
there is that dip that goes up to the left, and there is that wooded fence on the right. And there's a pond.
is that my property?
I think you're the one that lives in
You've
the
got
house
the
out
cows.
past it.
We
Yeah,
have the cows,
You
yeah.
got
Right.
it. Yes, that's your problem.
That curve, or that hill,
That curve is where you're stopping or where it floods?
it depends on how much money we got and how far we can push it.
We'll be somewhere in that area.
In
That's
that
where the
area.
First phase will stop.
And the flooding, we are gonna try to fix, we are gonna fix the flooding as we're building the road.
Yeah, there had been some conversation about that at one point, but then
Right.
we just never heard anything else.
Right. Well,
Well, I'm-
this is what has to be done
Yeah,
the correct way, if I'm not wrong. We have to do it this way to fix the flooding.
okay.
And.
Pose that to your engineer.
it-
What are you
and-
gonna do, just put a bigger culvert? What are you gonna do?
Well, that's only if we put a bigger culvert in there, when the water comes from the right side where the trailers are at,
Uh-huh,
it's gonna flood y'all in there,
right.
in that, so that's, you know.
So
that's
there
something
was,
we've
you know,
got to
there
look at.
was at one time, Bobby and I think it was the previous mayor had made the suggestion that we put a bigger cover, run it out next to your pond, and run it way back off in the woods. Just run it as far back as we can.
When you say run it, what do you mean?
It's, we would put a pipe underground
All the way?
as far as we can run it.
Do that on private property, you
Now, that would be up to y'all, cause it's private property, we can't do it without being.
I think the
private
pond,
property.
I personally think the pond can handle the water from the road, I just don't think it's getting there, honestly, like, I think it's just getting.
Yeah, it's
off.
not getting to
Yeah.
that pond.
Well, that's what I needed to get with y'all about too on that drainage thing.
If y'all
It's gonna
think
go
that
right in
it can
the pond.
handle, the pond can handle the water, we'll run it to that pond, and if it's not, if it can't handle it, we'll dig a bigger pond.
Yeah, I think it's just getting trapped before it
Will you
gets
get all
back
that?
over.
Well,
Will you
help-
will
we
you
will
get all the
help.
lily pads out of it?
I can if I rent a backhoe.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, sir.
I think a big portion of the water issue in that area is that the ditches that come down the hill are not wide enough.
On the left
and-
side.
And, yeah, on the opposite side, away from you.
Right,
On that left side, all the way down through there, they're not deep enough or wide enough to
Right.
handle the flow.
and that will have to be addressed as we're going forward.
Right.
So I think as we fix the culverts on one side, a bigger culvert going to your pond, I think that can eliminate that. And the second reason we're trying to do this is, every time there's a bad storm, how many of y'all blocked in by trees? I mean, that is dangerous. If you need 911, and if we can take the trees that's gonna cause the most problems, that's what we need to do. So, we're trying to help y'all as much as we can with taking as little as we can, getting the problem trees out, replacing culverts, widening the road, fixing the turns and the dips. I mean, y'all should be able to go side by side on that road with no trouble. Even a delivery truck and a 3/4 ton vehicle should be able to pass on that road, no problem.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
Y'all's fence,
Uh-huh.
you know, you got them big wooden posts and everything. That's gonna be expensive to move that if we have to move it. And the way he's got the survey pins, it was about 5 foot inside in some places. On the upper end, it wasn't, it was on the outside of the fence.
But if you're only needing 20 feet of,
That's what I said, if we only need 20 feet, we can't cut it up to the fence. Like that.
but it goes on the other side too.
Well, yeah, we
Right,
take it
we're
on
gonna,
both sides.
that's where we will try to move it left instead of right,
Okay,
to avoid the fences.
okay.
We're trying to avoid a lot of expense to anybody
Sure, I understand that.
to keep having to do that and move the man's bushes up there at the corner, move all them, and the town is responsible for moving the water meters. So, I don't know where y'all's water meter is up there, but
It's on the opposite side, I think.
Yeah,
on the left side.
their water meter, all of them water meters down through there will have to be moved.
all of them will have to be, yeah, there's several of them's gotta be moved.
What about putting some more, fire posts down through there?
And that can be something that's done after we finish that road, because that is that's a plus to have,
That helps us all, because that
yeah.
would help on the inside.
Turn it off.
Okay, thank you. I wanna tell y'all something, and you can take it to heart or not, no matter. But all you're accomplished by taking this land and doing like you did, is people are gonna despise every one of you and hate you. And they'll hate you from now on. Go and pave the road is there, and leave the road like it is. Fix this, that Dustin's talking about on a hill, you know? And then, I want to tell y'all something else. Who's paying for this?
We are.
How much?
We don't know. We don't have a
Well,
final
why are
bill.
you paying for a road that's not in county line?
It's not what?
That land was de-annexed in 2010 in federal court with Judge Ott. And the paperwork, I'll find it, but if y'all wanna pay for a road that's not even in the town, go ahead.
Most of that road is in the
Now,
town.
and I want to say this town, my dad helped found this town, 59. And we found it to be our own people, not be an HOA. And not have people come to you and talk ugly to you, like people on this council have. You're drunk with power, you've never had any, and you don't know what to do with it. And they're nobody. So, if y'all wanna go ahead and take this land, and the rest of the time you live here, you be despised, you gonna go ahead and do it. But the road is not in county line. It was de-annexed, I de-annexed 50 acres.
Well, according to everything at the courthouse, Sue,
Well,
it
this
is.
federal courthouse, I think supersedes any of what you're saying, and I'm not talking to you.
We can't deviate
So
from the
anyway,
courthouse.
that's all I've got to say. And I am for paving it the way it is. Don't take an inch from anybody. Just pave it the way it is. We are not living in Vestavia. The road's okay. This is the country. A lot of you are trying to make this a HOA. And the town was not founded to do that. We were supposed to be our own entity.
I don't think we're trying to make it a HOA. We're trying to
I
make
think,
it
I
better.
think so,
for the-
Scott.
Nothing wrong with it the way it is.
I think
I'm
you
perfectly
don't-
happy
you
with it.
don't-
I live on that road.
I mean, we're just trying to make it better for the citizens that live on
I have
it.
to drive down it.
Well,
I
this
live
is
on it.
not, and it's gonna make a lot of hard feelings, and it should be paid. That's great, land
Well,
value.
paving it's not gonna fix it.
Huh?
It ain't broke.
Paving it's not gonna fix it.
It has potholes in it that.
Paving will
We'll
fix
pave
the
the
potholes.
road.
Yeah.
No. It's still gonna flood. Thank you, Ms. Sue. Does anybody else have anything to say?
This man here.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so I live at the corner in the blue house.
Mhm.
Alright, so those are 15 crepe myrtles, or
Right.
my 15 crepe myrtles.
Right.
Those two power poles that are on my property would have to be moved, cause they're in line with the crepe myrtles. The two water meters that are on my property are in line with the crepe myrtles, are actually maybe half a foot inside the crepe myrtles. All that would have to be moved. But I think the best thing to do is, if you really want this thing to happen, is you need to get rock solid decisions on where things need to lie. And then you bring that information out and say, look, we only need to go to here, and we need to go to here, right here, and let everybody know the details. Just saying, hey, I'm gonna go down through there 20 foot wide and widen this road right to left or whatever. That's very vague.
Well,
And I think that kinda is what has everybody in.
Right, this is the first stage of doing that. Now that we've got the right of way, we can go down there and mark where we're gonna put it.
Okay, so I don't know what she's talking about with the federal court and this, that, and the other, but was there a, eminent domain hearing about it? I mean,
Yes, there was.
when you're
It's a
taking,
court case.
when you're taking somebody's, if it's 2 foot of somebody's property, you know, there has to be some type of hearing that says, yeah, we're gonna make that, you know, they don't have a right to that anymore.
Alex,
Because if you
I'm
move.
gonna let you answer
If
that.
you widen that road and then all of a sudden, oh, now there's an easement to this road because we built a 20 foot road, now you're another 5 foot into my yard, even more than that. Okay, so where does it actually stop? Maybe you might wanna come back in about 10 years and decide you wanna make it a 4-lane highway. You know, how far does it go and when does it stop?
Okay.
You know, so I would just like to have some details. If you come in and say, I only wanna go to right here, and I can look at it and say, you know what, I don't mind that, that's not a problem. But right now, I have a problem because I don't know where you're going. You could be going all the way up next to my house for all I know.
Yours is not going to the right, it's going to the left. Whatever, a foot to make it 20 foot.
I understand, but even Joe needs
Right.
to know.
Right.
We wanna know exactly, it's gonna go from right here to right here, no more, no less, and we're not gonna take any more.
Right.
Beyond
That is our
that,
next
because,
step,
You know, I
is
know how
to
that kinda
figure
goes,
out
you know.
where the
We
road
start with a
goes.
snowball, next thing I know, I got a 4-lane highway going down the side of my
Yeah.
house, and, I'm not gonna have
I
that.
tell you, that we've got a blanket deed that was signed by everybody on that road.
Wasn't signed by me.
Back in '86, and this is binding up till today, it binds that we've got the right of way to come in there and do that. Because, just because y'all bought the property since then, it still goes with you.
I understand.
You
I
still,
got what
you
you're
still got
saying.
to, you still
But
got
let's,
that
let's
bind.
get some details
Were you
and
informed?
line the thing out, so I know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah,
So that I feel good
I
about it.
understand your
Cause
concern.
I'll feel a lot better when you come out and say, hey, I'm only gonna go to right here, and I'll be like,
We
got a
weren't
problem with
informed
that.
at closing
But if you're going,
on our property
hey, I'm gonna go
about
10 foot over
So
here,
that-
then we're gonna have a
You can
problem.
burn that.
No, this is recorded
When
at
you
the
sell the
courthouse.
property, that, you have to be
it doesn't-
notified
it
of
doesn't
anything
matter.
leaning on
Yeah.
that. That makes it null and
Because
void
it
because we weren't
It
aware
wasn't
of
the
it.
town's responsibility to inform you, it was the people you bought it from.
Nope,
Yep.
It doesn't matter whose responsibility it is, it's the fact that it wasn't
the
done.
town knew I was moving in there and they should have notified me.
But we're not
How's
gonna
that?
argue with you about every little thing, we've got this, it's legal, it's at the courthouse, so
Okay,
that's,
transparent.
Well,
it's
wait.
binding, it's
My
binding.
only request is just figure out where you wanna put the road actually.
That's our
Come
next
show me,
step.
And, you know, we'll go from there.
That is our next step.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, sir. Alex, you have anything to say about that?
Well, I think everybody needs to take a deep breath. The town is not taking anybody's property. There's a 40-foot easement through there. I'm not a surveyor, so I have to assume that the surveyor is accurate. And where those pink stobs are down through there, if that's, assuming it's accurate, that's an indication of where the easement, the road easement is, and you don't own that property. Now, it might be part of your yard. I used to have a farm here in the county. I've dealt with this issue many times. But let's be clear, the town is not taking anybody's property. The location of the proposed improvements, I get it, and I think you're right, that at some point in time, the town's gonna have to narrow it down as to exactly which areas are gonna be included in reworking that road. But I haven't heard anything or seen anything that the town's provided me to indicate that any of the improvements are gonna be made any place other than within the deeded easement. We're all bound by what our predecessors have done in granting easements on our various properties. So, but I'll just say, the town's not here to take anybody's property. We're gonna work it within what the dedicated easement is.
Mayor, can I say something?
Yes, ma'am.
If you would like to look at the maps on the board over here, what that is, the larger map is the survey map. The smaller map was printed at the courthouse. It's a plot map. It shows where everybody's property is. And the tabs I put on there tells you if that property is in Blount County or if it's in county line. According to tax records, that's where the information came from. Now, if you disagree with that, go to the courthouse, because that's where the information came from.
I might be mistaken, or I might open my mouth too soon, but I think leave it up to the owners. If they want it done, okay. If they don't, just leave it alone. You just drop out of it, leave it alone. If they wanna live on that road like it is, let them have it.
But we if you got 50-50?
Have to have another vote.
Flip a coin.
Yep, flip a coin.
All I know is I went back and watched all the videos of all the meetings, and every meeting Cobb Brazeel came up, it needs to be fixed. It needs to be
It's been
fixed.
pushed about for a
Well,
long
can I
time.
say something?
Yes, ma'am.
I live right on the end of that road. I have to go all the way up the road and all the way down the road. And I meet people coming in, and I have to get over because some of them don't wanna
Right.
merge
move
with
over.
you and, you know. Sometimes we have to get over in spots where there's not enough room to get over. And we're not asking people to give up their property. We just need something that's a little bit wider so two cars can pass. Because some people don't know that that's a one-lane road and they come down it doing 35, 40 miles an hour. And that's too fast on that road.
And at most, we're talking maybe 3 foot on one side and 3 foot on another. It's not 20 foot on one side and 20 foot on another. It's very small increments to get that 20 foot. So, you know, yes, sir.
I just wanna say, that sounds great. When you guys get it detailed out, let us know. That way we can, I mean, I'm willing to work with the city or the town, whatever I need, you know, however I can.
Well,
But at the same time, you know, I want it laid out. This
I
is what
just
it's gonna
wrote,
be,
I
and I'll
just
be
made
very
myself a
happy.
note
Yeah.
that me and Bobby need to go down that road with another set of flags other than pink and a 20-foot tape measure and kind of set up how this road's gonna go. And that way, everybody that lives on that road can ride down there and see, alright, they're not taking as much as I really thought they're taking.
Yeah, I mean, like, when it gets down toward her house, if
Yeah.
it's narrower than it is
Right.
up on the other end.
Right.
And yeah, maybe that end down through there does need to be widened.
Yeah.
Right.
Even, you know, more, whatever.
Right,
I'm willing to work with you guys,
yeah,
as long as y'all willing to work with us.
absolutely.
And
What
just
I'm
lay it out,
willing to
this is
do-
what we need to do.
What I'm willing to do with anybody up there, I'll come out there with my tape measure and we'll get up there and measure that road ourselves. You or Mr. Griffith, whoever, get out there and we'll measure that road. And see how wide it is and to see if it needs to be moved over any. And stuff like, that's the only way we
See,
gotta do it.
one suggestion was made to center that road back where it goes.
Right.
Coming on to, Cobb Brazeel. But if we center that road, it's gonna take about 15 feet of your property. Because the left side of it is the center line. We don't wanna do that. Because we don't wanna take 15 feet of your property. Because not all roads are centered in the center. It's just how it was built way back when. So instead of taking 15 feet, if we take a foot sounds better than 15 feet. Does that sound better to you?
Your idea of y'all going down through there with a tape measure and some marking paint,
No, it'll be,
Flag.
flags,
well, even with flags.
yeah.
And that's the best that you can do. Go down
That way, everybody can ride that road
and see.
and see exactly how we're turning. And because we want
And that's
to,
what we need. We need to be able to see.
we want to do this, I'm not saying as cheap as possible, but if we can go a foot left instead of a foot right and not cut down 6 big trees, that's common sense.
Okay, I just want to say one thing.
Yes, ma'am.
From what you've told me, if the road measures 20 feet already, you're not gonna bother.
No, ma'am.
Okay, that's fine. And so if you move over have to move over towards our property, there is a big power pole right there, and that's gonna have to be moved.
Right, well,
So,
if we're talking anything, we're talking that much.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to let
And
you
it
know.
we might split it that much on each side of the road.
But I know Alabama Power has a right of way too.
Right.
For their
So,
tower pole.
but yes, I think the best thing for myself and Bobby to do is get out there and get your golf cart. You got a golf cart?
He's got
Okay, get your golf cart and just start measuring and putting these flags down. That way, everybody can see exactly how this is gonna go. And I think that would help better for everybody to understand. Does that sound like something that y'all would like to see?
Yes, sir.
Mayor, let me comment right quick. Washburn's gonna have, he's got some, criteria on compaction when this road gets put in, and there may have to be some changes or shifting for compaction purposes. So I would be cautious about saying that we're only gonna add 3 foot here, 3 foot there, cause it might require more than that to get your necessary compaction for the road. And of course, if he's involved when you're going through there, and he'll show you where.
Is that something you could help us do? Like, when we start going down through there and you look, and
I
you,
can't hear you.
and you look at something and go, hey, we might need to go a little further this
My
way.
mother gave the right of way on the left side, the way down. I'm not for taking 1 inch of their property. I'm for having the road go basically how it is. I'll come on with property on the left side. I've already talked to Nick about that.
What-
And if
And it might not be that we have to take any of their property. It might be 20
Yes,
foot
yes.
already.
Yes, you will.
If it's 20 foot, you don't.
I think she gave them 40 feet over there. I think she did. That was in 86.
So,
Joe Wayne.
it's just with us while we're doing it. To see,
Let me, I think that there's some confusion from the get-go. We were told by the county, as I understand it, we were told by the county that we could not even pursue, and they would not even consider doing anything at all until we had the easements surveyed. So we did. That doesn't mean that we're gonna use the whole easement. From what I heard tonight, it will only require 20 feet. Now, if that's the truth, I think we need to get more information about that. I don't think that's etched in stone for this town yet. But if that's the truth, then what will need to happen is we've got the easement surveyed and the county can look at that easement, which they said we had to do first, and we paid big money to have it surveyed. So if that's the case, then that doesn't mean that they're going to use the whole easement to do the road. That means that that's how much that they have as an easement for the county to do for that road in particular that was granted in 86 or whenever it was. That was signed over. My parents signed on that too. Everyone that lives on that road signed it at that time. And it's a part of a permanent record that still belongs to the county right of way. It's not our property anymore. My yard goes up in it. But if the county determines that they need some of my road or some of my yard to cover that easement part to fix the road to make it comfortable, safe, and passable for the people who live on that road and the people who drive on it, then they need to do that. They need to be able to have that privilege. But I don't know that anyone wants to take the whole 40-foot easement to build a 20-foot road.
no,
And that's not where we're coming from, and I want that understood, because I don't want them to take that off of my property either, but, you know, I know that they have the right to that easement. And we signed, my family and everybody's family that lived on that road or had property on that road back then signed the okay for them to be able to do that. And so what needs to happen next is for the determination to be made as to exactly how much of that property needs to be used to make that road safe and passable. I'm gonna tell you, I've lived on that road, and my family's lived on that road since 1970. And we have as much right to have a decent road on that down there as anybody, you know, on any highway in this state. And so I'm for making good road improvements that make the road passable and safe. And, you know, school buses come down that road or have and could in the future, because there are children growing up on that road that haven't reached school age yet. And the school buses have to have the right to turn, they turn around in my driveway. And they've torn up my driveway turning around. The garbage truck turns around in my driveway. And they've torn up my driveway turning around there too. But that's still a part of making that road usable and not progressive, and that's not the word I want to use. Usable and feasible for the people who live on that road. And I'm one of them, and I own that, and I'm proud to live on that road. But don't tell me that my road is good enough, because it is not.
I don't know if it'll help property value by having a good road, but I know my daughter was gonna move on that road. And her, this right when they had the twins, your house as a matter of fact, and they rode past that house and they turned around and said, "We are not living on this road. It's too dangerous."
Well, just for one example, they came out just a little while ago and filled in the potholes.
Mhm.
Some of them are already,
There. Yeah.
It hadn't been a little while ago, it's been a long time ago.
So, you know.
They come out once a year. to
Yeah,
fill
I think
potholes.
the biggest misunderstanding is we see these, pink flags, and we're not going from flag to flag, taking your property.
That's misunderstanding.
That's just where the easement is. So, that was our fault for not, because like I said, this is our first time doing anything this scale. And y'all are helping us with ideas of, okay, you need to do this moving forward, like you said. So the next thing I think me and Bobby need to do, or me and Bobby, and if we can get you to come, because you're an engineer. And if me and Bobby we think that 20 foot's good, you might go, "Hey, we need another 6 inches right here," or whatever. But I think that's the next thing that we need to do, is set out where the road's gonna go on that road, and that'll give everybody an idea, and they can say, "Hey, okay, now I see what they're doing. I'm supporting them now." Yes, ma'am.
I mean this very respectfully, and please don't take offense, but neither one of you are surveyors.
No.
No.
And so I feel like we need to be very careful in what we're saying here, because when you put a flag in that ground, that's where we're gonna expect that road to be.
Right.
Right? And so I think it needs to be done the right way, so we don't have to come back and be like, "Oh, wait, that's not where I meant to put it. It should be over here." You see what I'm saying? Like,
Right, I totally understand.
I'm not trying to be
Oh, no,
ugly.
but see, how this road is gonna be put is the less work we are gonna have to do is cutting trees down.
Yeah,
And-
I would
and-
hope
and
you would
like-
take into account where the road already lies.
Right, and like your
Right.
fence, y'all's fence, your nice wood fence, we're gonna move as far left as we can to not mess with your fence. Because if we do have to get into your fence, we have to pay to fix it. We have to remove it, we have to fix it. Well, what that just cost us is another 100 feet of working on that road.
Right, you're taking away from what you can
Right,
do.
so, it's not gonna be something that Bobby and I do it in one day, have this
Okay.
done. No, this is gonna take a couple of weeks for us to sit down and go down through there and figure out the best way to do this road. And within the allotted space we have, taking the least amount of space from each property, because there in some places might be 16 foot wide. Well, hey, we ain't gotta go but 2 foot on each side. That's awesome. So,
I have another question.
yes, sir.
So when you guys, let's say we get this thing done, and you're doing the road, is this gonna be a tar and gravel road like Dean's Ferry Road is, or is it gonna be an actual asphalt road? What's the plan, what's the vision?
It'd be a tar and gravel.
It's gonna be a tar and gravel to start, and hopefully we can get a grant, because we have met a grant person that works for a congressman, and she can get grants. She can tell us how to get grants for anything. And being as that's the worst road in the United States, she thinks she can get us a grant to pave that road. So, you know, nothing's off the table of paving that road, tar graveling that road, and then come back and pave it. So, as for right now, it's tar and gravel. We're putting that out there, but it could be, instead of tar and gravel, it could be paved. Yes, ma'am.
I ain't no good driver, and he can attest for that. So is that gonna go to, are we gonna do the other road too, like Dean's Ferry itself?
That is, once we finish Cobb Brazeel, and the reason we're starting on Cobb Brazeel, it's the worst road. It needs the most help right now, and I'm sure everyone can agree. Cobb Brazeel needs the help. From Cobb Brazeel, we can go to Dean's Ferry. Yes, ma'am.
What you gonna do on Thermal Road? The road is fixing to cave in and somebody's gonna be killed there because the pipe is, rotten. What you gonna do there?
Where's Thermal Road?
By where the church is?
Right below the church. It's the
Runs
first
down
street,
by the
the first
graveyard.
street below the church.
Right there behind, right there, as you.
That's,
It runs under the
that's the
road.
minister of the community.
You turn right by.
You talking about
Right
right
now,
here?
we're worried about Cobb Brazeel.
This is the first I've heard of it, so we will go and look at it and try to come up with some way of fixing it.
Well, it is fixing, cause the car's gonna fall in there.
Well, like I said, this is the first time I've heard about it. Thermal Road is right below your church. Okay.
Blunt County's
It's kind of like
responsibility
the
because it goes
situation
through
was
the
on
name.
out Smith Mill
No,
Road.
no,
They
no.
had to put a pipe in out
Mhm.
there.
Not that one.
Remember, it had to be pushed back down and done that for us.
Right.
We made it done
It
that.
didn't us, it needs to go all the way through the house.
Right.
So that's what that was just.
Well, we're getting a little off track, I think we need to stay on Cobb
All right,
Brazeel.
does anybody else have any questions about Cobb Brazeel? All right, Steve,
Call for the meeting to be adjourned.
motion for adjournment.
I second.
John seconded, all in favor? Motion carried. I wanna thank